Gambia Chamber of Commerce and Industry handed over $1 million to local government authorities as COVID-19 relief. Outbreak of coronavirus has popularized the use of pedal bicycles as means of transport for commuters in Uganda. Somalians are relying on local-made face masks in adoption to preventive measures recommended by the country's Minister of Health. This and more coming on The World Today. Hello, this is iAfrica TV and many thanks for joining us. It is 18:01 GMT here in our studios in Banjul. You are watching the World Today News Bulletin. I am Amadou Kante and now the news in detail. Municipal and area councils have had their war against COVID-19 boosted with additional funds from the Gambia Chamber of Commerce. The initiative arose after a rigorous fundraising campaign to have the private sector join in the effort to control the spread of the novel coronavirus in the country. Councils and municipalities are expected to reach out to every affected individual in their various communities to ensure that the stay-at-home campaign is enforced. Let's have more details of that in this report.
The Gambia Chamber of Commerce and Industry extended hands of support to regional area councils and municipalities worth $1.6 million to strengthen their muscles in the fight against COVID-19. The allocation came following the GCCI telethon meant to get the private sector meet a budget target of $20 million. Each local area received the sum of $200,000 during the ceremony held at the GCCI headquarters in Bijilo on Wednesday.
What we are doing, all the acts that GCCI is doing must not be construed as charity. It must not be seen as act of generosity, but because we are fighting for also our own survival. So I beg you, and I want to quote what a big philosopher has said before. This is not an act of pity. He has said before that pity would be no more if you have not made them poor. The state of abject poverty in the country, we should try to change that. We should not try to give people charity and people. We should not be in that condition. I said I should make this thing very clear. We are not proud to give our fellow Gambians charity because we don't want them to be in that state of poverty in the first place.
Founded shortly after the independence, the Gambia Chamber of Commerce is responsible for the business development and trade promotion in the interest of the Gambian businesses. Some of its income has been used to bridge funding gaps such as the renovation of the sanatorium for treatment of the coronavirus cases and provision of mobility to staffs of the prison service. The package designated for the rural poor will now go through the plans of the local government authorities, according to the Gambia Association of Local Government Authority.
The simple answer is all councils, as we speak, have in one way or the other developed their plans for the fight against COVID. So there is no one rule for all councils. You know, all councils have their plans and they are indicated their priorities, so they're going to implement or probably utilize these funds according to what is in their plans. But again, what should be emphasized and maybe re-echoed is these funds are only meant for COVID-19 and should not be used on any other thing apart from that, not on any operational matters except probably if it has to do with COVID.
Relief gesture is considered a necessity at the time when the country is nursing a state of public emergency extended to 45 days. 7 out of the 10 cases of COVID-19 are receiving treatment under the government facilities. 2 were treated and discharged, but 1 had died of the virus. For iAfrica News, I am Absegay.
GCCI there are supporting local government authorities in the fight against COVID-19. Next to South Africa. Now, South Africa has restarted partial mining operations after a long break due to the coronavirus outbreak in the country. Investors are considering the impact amid the country's lockdown to cope the spread of COVID-19. But some workers have raised concerns of returning to work so early without knowing measures taken by companies for the safety of their employees. Let's have more details of that in this report.
While coal mines that supply Eskom have been fully operational during the lockdown, the other mines will now start ramping up to 50% production levels. But there's a lot of work to do.
Specifically to reinitiate at a limited scale some operational activities, obviously with very specific precautionary measures to ensure that the build-up of gases, some of the infrastructure challenges, some of the challenges that naturally occur over time, that we can start addressing some of that and specifically start preparing some of these mines for the eventual lockdown provisions to be lifted.
It's understood that funding to fight COVID-19 on the mines was a concern, with limited budgets and no revenue being generated. Many mine workers in the South African mining industry come from neighbouring states, some of whom will have their own COVID-19 lockdown plans in place.
Some people might be in lockdown for extended periods of time. I think we will take a cautious approach there, and I can't see the mining industry closing those positions or putting those people in a bad situation just because they live far from the mines.
Some of the workers at the Harmony Gold Mine aren't too happy about going back to work.
First and foremost, they didn't communicate with all unions. They only communicated with the NUM. Secondly, we cannot be expected as NUMSA to advise our members to return to work when we don't actually know what steps, if any, the company has taken to ensure that the workplace is safe, that the workplace is sanitized, and that sanitation and protective equipment will be provided.
As the mining sector makes that staggered approach back to full productivity, it's going to become a case study for how the other industry sectors are going to be operating.
From the report there in South Africa, we come back home and report again on matters of the COVID-19 fight. Now, after a 21-day state of public emergency extended for 45 days, is now taking toll on the businesses, industry, some of who complain of means of survival without normal business. The cry, after reaching the Chamber of Commerce, Chief Executive Officer Aliu Seka gave a number of options for possible adoption by the government of the Gambia in the wake of COVID-19. One of the possibilities includes provision of foreign exchange reserved for small and medium enterprises.
The fact is, the Gambian economy is predominantly dominated by the micro, small and medium enterprises that actually earn their living on a day-to-day basis. So these are very hardly hit at the moment. But then also there is the issue of how we can just ensure that going forward after COVID-19, these businesses can still stay and actually continue employment and contribute to national development. So what we've done is we've approached the Ministry of Finance and talking also to the Ministry of Trade to see how they can directly perhaps, should we say, support these businesses. Firstly, is to see if they can get the central bank to guarantee and provide access to foreign exchange so that creditors can be guaranteed payment or can be paid already so that their credit worthiness is not affected. Secondly, is also to see how we can perhaps work with the commercial banks to either to suspend or to reduce the interest rates on all the commercial rates of the loans that they have contracted out with our businesses. These are difficult times. If revenues are not coming in, these businesses will not be able to pay these loans.
That was the GCCI CEO talking to Africa's Good Morning program earlier on today. Well, with that development, of course, we would now take a break and come back shortly with the remaining of the story. Stay with us. We'll be right back. Have your say.
Fellow Gambians, my government has approved a $500 million emergency fund which the Ministries of Health and Finance will work on for disbursement and use to fight COVID-19 menace.
xaalis bi tege yomb na waaye xam lu jafe mooy séddale bi nuñ ko séddalee ak ndax danañ ko jox ñi ko yeeyoo wala duñ leen ko jox loolu moo jara laajte.
cos loo xam ne la nit yee tax ñu joxe ko te nit ñi ñoo leen fa teg te xaalis nit yi la comme xaalis population bi la wax dëgg yàlla li gënoon mooy ku nekk gis na sa boppa
man su ma sañoon daal ñu séddoo ko nu mu waroo buñ si def xaaj loo ñii diw nañ ko si ku nekk loo war a am nga am ko.
askan bi seen dem ak dikk bu ñu wàññee mu jël ko def ko si loolu noonu participer ko si loolu noonu ba nga xam ne danañ mën a ànd ak moom si wàññi suñ dem ak suñ dikk.
génne leen xaalis bi nañ ko génnee ñu def ko ñu defar suñu réew mi defar réew nag da nga koy commencé njàng mu baax nit ñi di faju feebar di faju tan feebar di faju dafa xemul kombo loolu affaire bi du kombo rek nañ génne ci àll bi yëpp ñu defar fa hôpital li war man mi nekk kombo moo war ka nekk fototo moo war ka nekk Pokaw Njóogu moo war ko nekk feneen.
waaye nit doo ko mën a wax mu teg këram joxuloo ko dara lu mu lekk soo ñun balaa corona dañu rey xiif moo ñoo rey.
nguur bi su nekkee ne 500,000 500 millions Gambie ñaata population bi ñun ñaata lañ.
2 point or 1 point.
ok 2 point boobu noonu su nekkee dañ ko war a séddale si nit ñi ku nekk ñaata la war a am.
million su bëri soosu noonu nañ ko xaaj jox xel benn xaaf ñu téyegum ñu jël beneen xaaf bi yóbbu ko ci communauté bi ñu téyegum.
silang ni arda ko bulu courant lu sorota ani borolu sayin pentanglu panande nyante hakilo falol fanan kanne
ya foko ngata si suo kono ha man sala million be maburu nga bulo kono man sana la kuol bebe kuo be kala jeto hani nyin min fankana fontelen ko ngata si suo kono fotolo man tara man sa do kuol nin karo fate man tara kejo
xaalis boobu dañ ko war a xaaj ñu jël xaaj bi dugal ko ci wéru yaram bi ñaareel xaaj bi dugal ko ci askan bi.
Have your say. Welcome back. You are watching the World Today News Bulletin on Africa TV, and now to the rest of the stories. The University of the Gambia has begun online teaching as development related to the outbreak of the COVID-19 pandemic. In a press release from the UTG management on Monday, a roadmap was developed with major stakeholders including GSM companies, Ministry of Finance and Ministry of Higher Education, Research, Science and Technology. The online session began on Monday with hope to deliver over 800 lessons over 3 months period via the Google G Suite. Profession Per Gomez, chairman of the online task force committee, told Africa the cost involved in the project.
Put together, you take government's contribution and that of the University of the Gambia, we are around 5.4 million. As per the data that we gathered last week from the finance department. Okay, then when we are also getting some additional info here and there, but so far this is what we've gathered, and we are to serve a student population of 6,084. Okay, that is
For more on the university online migration, follow the Africa visit to the Canifing campus to be broadcast after this news edition. Now, elsewhere, the production of local face masks as part of efforts to help in the fight against the coronavirus is becoming more popular in Somalia. The initiative, supported by the German government, is aimed at providing affordable protective gears for the public to the spreading COVID-19. Somalia has more deaths than recoveries, which have become a concern to the authorities. Let's have more of that in this report.
It's a busy day at this vocational institute in downtown Mogadishu. Hafsa and many of her colleagues are on a mission to save lives as coronavirus infections continue to rise in the country. Their task is to make thousands of reusable face masks amid a nationwide shortage.
I have worked on 30 pieces so far. We make sure we use the right material in order to protect people. We make the material light but effective enough to make sure it blocks any transmission of the virus.
The center previously trained vulnerable members of the society, including displaced persons, on garment making and fashion designs. Organizers say the objective is to build resilience among communities. The project is being implemented by humanitarian organization Save the Children with funding from the German government.
We have activated a total of 25 people, 10 men and 15 women, who trained in garment making and fashion design. They received their diplomas here, and due to COVID-19, they have stopped other activities to make face masks in order to save lives.
The country's coronavirus cases have gone up with more deaths recorded than recoveries. Few people wear face masks while social distancing measures are yet to take effect in the country. Meanwhile, prices of surgical masks and other hygiene products have gone up, meaning majority cannot afford to buy them, with a box of disposable masks containing 50 pieces now trading for $50 to $70. Organizers of this initiative say reusable face masks like this one could save thousands of lives in Somalia. And with a weak health system, health experts are warning that an outbreak here could be worse than in other countries.
In our first trial, we came up with 1,500 to 2,000 face masks in one day. We distribute them to vulnerable people in the society, government agencies, and sometimes we allow those making them to earn a living by selling them. We hope to play a role in containing the spread of the virus, at the same time create employment to our young people.
Once completed, the face masks are packaged, ready to be distributed. Hafsa says saving people's lives is more important now and vows to increase production enough to help contain the spread of COVID-19 infections.
Citizens in Somalia there are producing more masks in the fight against the coronavirus disease. Now to Uganda, where commuters in the country are now adopting a new way of transport since the country's lockdown due to the coronavirus. Many are now using bicycles as a means of transport to get to work, as government has suspended all other forms of public transportation. Business of bicycles have now witnessed more demand than usual. Here's more of that in this report.
Kampala, now a city on two wheels. The government ban on public transport over the coronavirus pandemic has got many riding.
It's the only way I can get to work because apparently I have to follow the government directives.
A national lockdown has also created time for those not working to exercise more as well. With no traffic, a ride around seems very comfortable.
This is my third day riding. I'd come to Kalei to buy some other things here. There are no things in Perere, so I decided to come here and buy some other things here.
Bicycles are the easiest means to move around now, but for some, it's about trying to get back to what was an old hobby. For Emmanuel Mwanguzi, repairing his old bike and getting it on the road has brought back childhood memories.
While I was young, I used to like riding a bicycle. So basically, it's fun for me, I should say.
The desire to ride has also caused the surge in bicycle sales. This store has seen bookings and sales shoot up.
People were using their cars to move around or public transportation, but now since that has been put on hold, we have definitely seen a very spiked interest, I would say, in bicycles.
It is still uncertain when the coronavirus pandemic will end here, but its effects have made the bicycle a basic necessity.
And from that report there in Kampala, Uganda, finally, we bring this news bulletin to an end. But for more details on this and other stories, you can also log on our website on iafrica.tv. Many thanks for the pleasure of your company. Keep watching our programs. Bye for now. Stay safe. Have your say.
Fellow Gambians, my government has approved a $500 million emergency fund, which the Ministries of Health and Finance will work on for disbursement and use to fight COVID-19 menace.
xaalis bi tege yomb na waaye xam lu jafe mooy séddale bi niñ ko séddalee ak ndax danañ ko jox ñi ko yeeyoo wala duñ leen ko jox loolu moo jara laajte.
cos loo xam ne la nit yee tax ñu joxe ko te nit ñi ñoo leen fa teg te xaalis nit yi la comme xaalis population bi la wax dëgg yàlla li gënoon mooy ku nekk gis sa boppa
man su ma sañoon daal ñu séddoo ko nu mu waroo buñ si def xaaj loo ñii diw nañ ko si ku nekk loo war a am nga am ko.
askan bi seen dem ak dikk bu ñu wàññee mu jël ko def ko si loolu noonu participer ko si loolu noonu ba nga xam ne danañ mën a ànd ak moom si wàññi suñ dem ak suñ dikk.
génne leen xaalis bi nañ ko génnee ñu defar suñu réew mi defar réew nag da nga koy commencé njàng mu baax nit ñi di faju feebar di faju tan feebar di faju dafa xemul kombo loolu affaire bi du kombo rek nañ génne ci àll bi yëpp ñu defar fa hôpital li war man mi nekk kombo moo war ka nekk fototo moo war ka nekk Paka Njóogu moo war ko nekk feneen.
waaye nit doo ko mën a wax mu teg këram joxuloo ko dara lu mu lekk soo ñun balaa corona dañu rey xiif moo ñoo rey.
nguur bi su nekkee ne 500 millions Gambia ñaata population bi ñu ñaata lañ.
2 point or 1 point.
ok 2 point boobu noonu su nekkee dañ ko war a séddale si nit ñi ku nekk ñaata la war a am.
million su bëri soosu noonu nañ ko xaaj jox xel benn xaaf ñu téyegum ñu jël beneen xaaf bi yóbbu ko ci communauté bi ñu téyegum.
silang ni nga arda ko bulu courant lu sorota ani borolu sayin pentan panande nyante hakilo falol fanan kanne
ya foko nga taw si suo kono ha man sala million be maburu nga bulo kono man sana la kuol bebe kuo be kala jeto hanani min fankana fontolen ko nga ta si suo kono fotolo man tara man sa do kuol nin karo fate man tara kejo
xaalis boobu dañ ko war a xaaj ñu jël xaaj bi dugal ko si wérugu yaram bi ñaareel xaaj bi dugal ko si askan bi.
Have your say.
Hey there. You must have heard about a new viral disease called COVID-19, or most popularly, coronavirus. The World Health Organization has declared the coronavirus outbreak a pandemic.